It's time for your daily crypto update with Framework Fortune Crypto. I'm your host, Ben. Now let's dive in. So the market after the lows yesterday is showing some more pullback on most of the cryptos. Bitcoin is really starting to become very bearish on the daily chart. So if it cannot turn around here soon, then it's going to be coming back down to that 30,000 area. Now, it's not dropped too low yet for concern because it's still a higher low right here than here or here. So as long as this 35 area holds, then Bitcoin can come back up, and that could help the rest of the market. Ethereum has dropped as well, but Ethereum looking a lot better, still really close to popping back up above the 50 and the 20. The 20 still hasn't crossed over yet. It's just riding on top of the 50. So I'm fine with that if it rides a little bit. We do have this 100-day right here at about 24.50. And you can see that was resistance on these 2 days and support on this day, support on this day. And then back here where it was also support a few more times. So this should be pretty strong support. We shouldn't see Ethereum much lower than that 24.50 if it comes back down anymore. Now, some of these prices are probably looking good to crypto investors, especially with the RSIs kind of low on a lot of these plays. So we could see some nice buying come in here tonight or tomorrow. But still, we're just in that mode of watching very close on these crypto holds at these support levels. But even amongst all of the dips and the pullbacks, we have CKB, which is defying the market, up 23% today. Had its nice little rip the other 2 days to here, and then had a nice pullback, bounced off of that 20, and now has popped back above the 50. The 20 is very close to crossing over the 100 and the 50 day. So I am really liking that this is going bullish while the rest of the market is pulling back. I'm going to probably take a couple of losses on some of my holds to get some CKB and see if that can continue its run up. And it's very cheap. It's only 2 cents. So if it doubles in price up to 4 cents, that's a nice move. That would be 100% gain. So if you put $1,000 in there, you would double your $1,000 to $2,000 just by this going up 2 cents. So I'm going to be looking for a play on this with the way it's currently looking, because it looks like it is very close to going bullish again. And I see there's a couple of you guys in the comments who are shouting out CKB and say spread the word about CKB. I love that you guys are doing that, and I love it if you continue, to push that information through the community here, the Framework Fortune crypto community, and let people know some of the research that you found out about this crypto, because this is a very interesting coin and it's doing really well, especially considering how the rest of the market is not doing so well. So good job, guys, if you've done your due diligence, and share it with us here at the Framework Fortune community. We appreciate it. The only other thing that's green really is Numeraire, however you say it, NMR. It's up about 3%, holding this 200-day moving average. So if that 200-day can hold right there, this could be a decent buying opportunity to get in Numeraire. This is the project that is a AI trading hedge fund with its own token. So definitely one to check out, especially if you're already trading in the stock market, because that's what they're doing, but with AIs, where us normal traders, we ain't got AIs. We actually have to use our brains and look at the charts and all that, but never mind. Back to the cryptos. I'm not going to go off anymore on a rant. Dogecoin, surprisingly, still holding up pretty well. Bounced off the 50 there, and now today holding up a little bit higher. So Dogecoin could go on a nice move still here very soon, maybe in the next couple of days, or maybe we could even see a bounce back up tomorrow with this area holding. So we'll see what happens, but Doge is looking pretty good. Skale, which is one that I've been following here for the last couple of weeks. I really like the project, and I know some of you guys also support this project as well. it is holding up the trend line, and it come down right above it right here. There's a support that was old resistance here and resistance here as well that is trying to hold, but it's a little bit below that. As long as Scale doesn't crack this trend line, I'm willing to hold it a little bit longer to see if it can get back up to this 50-cent area. But my original swing was to get in down here at this 42-cent area, something like that, and see this back up over 50 cents in the 60 to 70-cent area. Hasn't happened yet, but we do have this squeeze kind of happening with this downtrend on the top and this uptrend on the bottom. Looks like a big triangle, and we're almost to the tip. So as long as it stays on that tip and starts pushing up and break at 42 cents, this could get going. But be aware, this is very close to this trend line. If buyers do not come back in, it could crack below that. If it does crack the trend line, it looks like there's some good support at 20 cents. So I would say we'd probably see it hang around 20 cents for a while if it doesn't pop up out of this triangle. TRB did have a little pullback as well, right above the 200. Looking like it's still going to try to hold this 200, but the 20 has crossed on the 100. So we're going to have to see the 20-day come back above that 100-day moving average here very soon. I would say within the next 12 hours. If not, and this continues to drop, this 20 EMA is going to continue to point down, and we could see it cross over the 200 and go super bearish. MATIC, which I am holding, and I'm probably not going to hold much more at this point. I was looking for it to come off of this area and push back up. So I'm down a decent amount on MATIC. It's still above the 50 and it's not far from the 20. But if I see a better play that like CKB right now, where it may be jumping in the next day, I could make some good profits off of that and then get back into this if it's dropped down lower later. I don't know what it's going to do yet because it is still somewhat bullish. It just needs to get back above the 20. The 20 is pointing down a little bit, so it just kind of depends on what happens tonight and the next day. CGLD, which is one I was saying to watch for some action possibly soon because it's just been going sideways. Well, it's still pretty much going sideways. You can see where the price line is there, that it's about where all these candles hit at. So there's a support and resistance area. It's testing that support. The 20 is getting close to the 200, but we could see at 20 rest on the 200 for a day or two and then come back up. But like I said, this thing can rip at any time, and when it looks like it's about to go bearish, like here where it crossed the 100-day for maybe a couple of hours, it shot back up over the indicators. So we had that big pullback, and it's still not shot back up with a very big move. They had a couple of 3 days there of rebounds with decent moves, but we've not had any of these big candles yet that this has consistently been having pretty much for the entirety of this chart. So I'm still keeping a really close eye on it, even though it's starting to look really bearish. So that's all the coins that I'm going to cover today. The overall market just kind of having some pullbacks, but hey, we got CKB and we got Dogecoin, both of those looking pretty decent. Could be some interesting plays here, especially if they start going against the rest of the cryptos. That means a lot more money is going into that crypto if the rest of them are doing the same thing, having the same chart patterns, and they're dropping, but this one crypto is going up and bullish. A lot of money must be going into it, so we got to keep an eye on those for sure. So if there's any coins that I'm not currently covering that you'd like me to cover, leave them in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on any of these coins, especially CKB. I'd like to know why you guys are so hype about it. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Stay safe out there. Till next time.